Most people still think of air rifles as harmless toys, something you hand to a teenager in the backyard to shoot soda cans, or maybe a cheap alternative to a 22 rimfire for plinking. But in 2025, that image couldn't be further from the truth. Today's airguns are not what they used to be. They've evolved into regulated, suppressed, finely tuned machines, capable of accuracy and consistency that rival firearms, while packing enough power to drop game animals cleanly and quietly. Some of these rifles deliver more than 100 foot-pounds of energy. Others maintain laser-tight groups past 100 yards. And some are designed with precision chassis that belong on a competition line rather than a backyard bench. And here's the shocking truth: because airguns operate under different regulations than firearms, they're often more accessible, easier to own, and in many ways more advanced than what the firearms industry is putting out. Hunters, competitors, and shooters across the U.S. are realizing that the new generation of air rifles can no longer be dismissed. They're serious tools, and in the right hands, they're every bit as deadly as powder-burning rifles. That's why in this video, I'm giving you the 5 most impressive, most groundbreaking air rifles of 2025. These are the rifles that will define this year. If you've been sleeping on airguns, by the end of this list, you're going to think twice. Buckle up, because what I'm about to show you will change the way you look at air rifles forever. The first rifle on this list is the Diana Outlaw Gen 2. Now, I've handled plenty of rifles that looked good on paper, but shot like junk. They promised accuracy and consistency, but left me frustrated. The Outlaw Gen 2 is not one of those. The moment I put this rifle on the range, I realized Diana had finally nailed the formula. A PCP air rifle that actually performs, without over-engineering, and without an outrageous price tag. Chambered in .22 caliber, running an 11-shot rotary mag, and weighing just around 6.7 pounds. This rifle shoulders naturally and balances well, even with a scope mounted. I filled mine to 3,250 psi, and the 210 air tube held pressure like a champ. Shooting JSB 18.13 grain pellets, I was stacking groups under half an inch out to 50 yards, and it stayed consistent from the first shot to the 20th. That's the advantage of a regulated system: no pressure swings, no velocity drop-off. And here's the part that really impressed me: it's quiet. The carbon fiber barrel sleeve and built-in moderator actually do their job, making this rifle sound more like a stapler than a gun. When your neighbors hear it, they'll have no idea what you're shooting. For $550, this rifle feels like it should cost twice as much. The checkered wood stock gives you grip, even when your hands are sweaty. The side lever is smooth and tight with no slop. And the M.K slots let you throw on bipods or lights. For small game hunters or serious plinkers, the Outlaw Gen 2 is proof that you don't need to spend $2,000 to get a dependable PCP. Diana finally gave us a rifle that feels practical, reliable, and affordable. And trust me, once you shoot it, you'll understand why it belongs in the top 5 of 2025. But if you thought the Outlaw was impressive, the second rifle on this list takes things to a completely different level. The Air Force Tex RX 510 isn't a plinker, it isn't a toy, and it definitely isn't for backyard soda cans. This is a big bore powerhouse, built for hunters who need serious knockdown power. Chambered in 510 caliber, it throws massive 385 grain slugs with authority, delivering over 100 foot-pounds of energy. That's firearm territory. With a clean 4,500 psi, fill in its 500 ZEC carbon fiber tank, you get 4 devastatingly powerful shots before the pressure dips. The 34-inch Lothar Walther barrel was designed for long, heavy projectiles, and it shows. I was printing solid groups at 100 yards, and the energy dump on impact was everything you'd want for large game. To put it in perspective, traditional air rifles are built for rabbits, squirrels, maybe raccoons. The Tex RX is built for deer and hogs. This rifle is not an everyday plinker, and it doesn't pretend to be. It's a hunting tool, plain and simple. The updated forearm includes M.K slots for accessories. The 11mm dovetail works perfectly with a 4/16x scope, and at 7.25 pounds, it's surprisingly manageable. The recoil is there, but it's not overwhelming, and the build quality feels rock solid. I've seen too many hunters dismiss air rifles as underpowered, but the Tex RX destroys that stereotype. If you want proof that airguns can step up into true big game territory, this is it. In 2025, the Tex RX is rewriting what an air rifle can do in the field. Moving down the list, let's talk about the Air Venturi Omnistorm. On the surface, it looks like just another break barrel gas piston rifle. But this one is different. It's the first break barrel that actually gives you control over how the gun behaves. Most gas pistons are what they are. You cock it, you shoot it, and you live with the fixed power level. Not here. The Omnipiston power plant, with its built-in tuner, lets you adjust cocking effort anywhere from 25 pounds to 50 pounds. That means when your nephew wants to shoot, you can dial it down so he can manage it. And when it's time for serious pest control, you crank it back up. No spring swaps, no extra tools, just clean adjustment. Shooting 11.9 grain pellets at 850 feet per second, it puts out a little over 19 foot-pounds of energy, plenty for squirrels, rabbits, and similar small game. The shot cycle is smooth with almost no vibration, which is rare for a break barrel. That makes follow-up shots more natural and improves confidence with every pull of the trigger. The 19-inch rifled barrel stabilizes pellets beautifully, and with the included Forks 32 scope, I was hitting consistent groups out to 35 yards. The fiber optic open sights are also well designed for those who prefer irons, and the synthetic stock keeps weight under 7 pounds, making it easy to carry through the woods. Here's the best part, it's under $200. That's insane value for a rifle that adapts to the shooter and the mission. Rain, brush, abuse it, handled it all without complaint. The Omnistorm proves that break barrels aren't dead. In fact, this rifle might just set a new standard for adjustable, affordable air rifles in 2025. Next, we move into precision territory with the FX Leopard. FX has a reputation for pushing the boundaries of airgun technology, and the Leopard is no exception. I went straight for the .25 caliber version with the sniper bottle setup, because I wanted a rifle that could stretch past 100 yards with authority. What I found was a platform that feels like a precision sniper rig in an air rifle's body. The secret is in the internals. The 50 fork plenum is hidden in the buttstock, paired with an externally adjustable MKI regulator. I ran it at around 150 bar with 33.95 grain JSBs, and it was stacking shots at 75 yards like a laser. No pressure spikes, no velocity drop-off, just tight groups magazine after magazine. The quick tune system is another game changer. With a few macro and micro adjustments, I was able to fine-tune the hammer spring and essentially shape the rifle's performance to the slug I was using. No teardown, no tools, just quick tuning. The STX. Superior heavy liner barrel with a 1/18 twist stabilized heavy slugs without bleeding velocity. And with a 20 MOA rail, I was comfortably hitting 1.5-inch spinners at 100 yards. Ergonomics are top tier. The U-Gon grip locks into your palm. The adjustable butt pad keeps the platform balanced. And dual safeties make it intuitive. With an 890 air volume between the sniper bottle and the tube, I managed nearly 100 high-power shots before needing a refill. At just over 8.8 pounds, it's not a burden for long shooting sessions. Here's the shocking takeaway. This is an air rifle printing sub-MOA groups, something most firearm shooters dream of. For long-range precision junkies, the FX Leopard is the rifle that proves airguns can go toe-to-toe with rimfires and beyond. And finally, the crown jewel of 2025, the FX DRS Pro MDT 700. When I first picked this rifle up, I wasn't looking for a backyard toy. I was searching for something that could hold its own against my rimfire match rifles, not just in accuracy, but in feel, in balance, and in confidence on the line. The DRS Pro delivered all of that. Chambered in .22 caliber and set in a full MDT chassis, running a 700 mm superior heavy liner barrel. This rifle is built for competition. It stabilizes 25 grain slugs with precision that rivals bolt-action firearms. I was punching single-hole clusters at 50 yards and keeping groups tight past 100 yards even off barricades and tripods. The engineering here is wild. FX wrapped the air cylinder around the barrel, eliminating the bulky bottle hanging underneath, which completely changed the balance point for positional shooting. The modular plenum system is hidden in a mag-shaped housing, working with the new AM regulator to deliver smooth, consistent power with zero pressure swings. The trigger is fully adjustable and breaks like glass, with true match-grade crispness. Even the mini magazine design is clever low profile, but holding enough rounds to run a full competition lane. With a 30 MOA rail, dialing optics for long-range precision is no problem. Now, the price is just over $2,000, and yes, that's steep for an air rifle. But when you realize what you're getting, a precision-ready, competition-grade setup that doubles as a rimfire alternative, it starts to make sense. FX didn't cut corners. The DRS Pro MDT-700 isn't just another PCP. It's the future of competitive air rifles, and in 2025 it stands as the benchmark for what's possible. So there you have it, the 5 air rifles of 2025 that are rewriting the rules. From the budget-friendly Diana Outlaw Gen 2 to the Sledgehammer Tex RX 510 to the ultra-adjustable Omnistorm to the sniper-level FX Leopard, and finally the competition-ready DRS Pro MDT-700. These rifles prove one thing: never underestimate the airgun. They are not toys, they are not gimmicks, and they are definitely not going away. They're more silent, more accurate, and more customizable than most shooters realize. And in the right hands, they're every bit as serious as a firearm. But now the real question is for you. If you had to choose just one of these rifles, which would it be? Would you go for the raw power of the Tex RX 510, the laser precision of the Leopard, or the futuristic competition design of the DRS Pro? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. I want to know where you stand. And while you're at it, don't forget to like this video, share it with a fellow shooter, and subscribe for more content just like this. Because trust me, the next lineup I've got coming is even crazier, and you don't want to miss it.